Hey guys, Rick Stone here from the blog Our Stoney Acres and the online gardening school. Welcome to 5 Minute Fridays, where I give you a valuable gardening tip in 5 minutes or less. Before we get started this week, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure that you like my Stoney Acres Facebook page. All right, so we're outside in the garden again this week and taking advantage of filming out in the garden while we still have the nice warm weather. It's early September, and actually, surprisingly, we're still pretty hot, which means we're still having to irrigate our garden a lot. So I thought that I would go ahead and do a video this week on our drip irrigation system, and in particular, it's a PVC drip irrigation system. So you can see in the garden behind me, you can see some of the pipe. These are some new beds that we just planted, and so we're just now getting them started. And behind me also is our tomatoes and cucumbers and things like that. And we use a PVC drip system to irrigate all of our crops. Everything in our garden is watered using this system. So let me talk to you a little bit about it and why we like it so much. So first off, for me, drip irrigation is the only way to go in any kind of garden, whether it's a big garden or a small garden. It's so much more efficient on water, and we have so many water problems today all over the country that we really need to focus on conserving water, and a drip system is the way to do that. And I think the PVC system is the most cost-effective way to do it. So a drip system saves a ton of water because you're only watering the plants. You're not watering your pathways with a sprinkler. You're not watering the space between the plants. You're easily able to drill holes into the PVC where your plants are. If you happen to have a hole that you don't need, you can just put a piece of electrical tape on it. It's really simple to use and really easy to use, and so it conserves a lot of water, and that's the number one reason why I think you should use a drip system. The second reason is because you're not watering the entire garden and you're not watering your pathways and everything like that, it really keeps the weeds down a lot. We hardly have to do any weeding in the summertime anymore. We obviously still have to weed in the spring because we have more rain and stuff then, but in the summertime we hardly ever have to weed anymore because we're only watering the plants, and we're not watering all that space in between. We're not watering the paths, and so it just works out perfectly to keep the weeds down and make things effective. So all right, so what I'm going to do is I'll kind of just keep talking here for a minute, but we're going to kind of take a little bit of a walking tour of the garden so that you can see my PVC system, how it works. First off, we have 6 beds in my garden, and each one of those beds has its own zone on the drip system. And I'm able to control that based on what crops are actually growing in those beds. And so for example, this is the bed that you were seeing directly behind me before. That is my winter garden bed, and in that we have carrots planted, we have spinach, and we have lettuce. Those are all kind of row crops or bed crops. So we're able to just put 3 pipes in, soaks everything up, and waters it really good. But then here we have our tomatoes and our cucumbers. Those actually don't need holes all over in the pipe, and so this whole big section of pipe for the tomatoes, for example, there's 10 plants here, and there's only 10 holes in the pipe, and so it waters just the plant, doesn't water any of the space in between. And the other thing that I really like about a drip system is it just soaks so well, and you can get a good deep soaking because it kind of just trickles in. It's not, squirting or spraying, it just kind of trickles. And you can leave it running for a half hour or an hour, and it gives you a good deep soaking that lasts for, in our case, 4 or 5 days before we have to water again. If you're somewhere that's not nearly as hot, it may even last longer than that. So the other thing is it works really well in our raised beds, and so this is some shots of our raised bed. In fact, this bed here, you can see we're just getting some carrots growing in this bed too, and I've got the system going. I like to put it with the holes up. Most of the time, there are a few applications where I'll put the holes down, but usually I have the holes up, and it just does a good, nice soaking right on the row where the plants are, and works out really well. So that's kind of an overview of our PVC drip system. Very inexpensive. We probably are maybe $150 into this system. over the years that we've been using it. We've been using a drip system for about 10 years. We started out just watering part of our garden with that. Now everything is watered with it. And so over the years, I would imagine we haven't spent more than about $150 to put it all in. And it's lasted. The first pipe I bought is still as good as the pipe I bought last year. So it seems to be lasting a good long time. It's very flexible. I'm able to, make changes, add zones, add things here and there. It's just really good, and we've really enjoyed having it. So great system. I just wanted to kind of give you an overview and let you see, what it's like, and see if that's something that you guys might want to consider for your garden. Now, if you're interested in this, I actually have a video course on the PVC drip system. It's about an hour and a half long. I'm actually going to be adding some sections this winter, and so it'll end up being about a 2-hour course, and a great course that'll teach you how to put in a PVC drip system. Also, in the comment and description section, I also included a link to a post that I wrote about my PVC system on the blog that you can follow and get a little more information as well. It's a little more detailed, so that should help you out as well. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for this week. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions, please leave those in the comment section. I do monitor those and answer the questions and comments that are there. That's it for this week. Happy gardening.